Welcome to Walking with the Ancient Masters, a podcast dedicated to exploring the ancestral shamanic practices of the Shipibo people of the Amazon rainforest. Shipibo shamans are renowned for holding the most advanced knowledge for healing with the master plants of the Amazon, and their extensive skill for working with ayahuasca, the powerful plant medicine healing brew, dates back hundreds, if not thousands, of years. I'm Becky Griffin. Join me and other facilitators of the Caya Shobo Healing Center as we explore the remarkably transformative healing powers of the Shipibo shamanic traditions. We'll be talking with experienced practitioners, master healers, and community members about their life-changing experiences with ayahuasca and the Shipibo master plant dieta practice. For more information, visit cayashobo.com. That's CAYASHOBO.com. Today I talk with Miguel Engel, an experienced Onana curandero of almost 30 years, and one of the co-founders of the Caya Shobo Healing Center. Miguel carries a deep lineage of Amazonian indigenous wisdom through his study and practice with many renowned master healers of the Quechua Lamista, Mestizo, and especially the Shipibo shamanic traditions, including with Don Jose Campos, the late Don Solonteyo, Maestro Arturo Izquierdo, and many other highly regarded Onana maestros. In this episode, I explore with Miguel his reflections on the curious and challenging topic of spirituality in a Shipibo plant medicine knowledge path. You're definitely our most experienced non-Shipibo community member in terms of the number of years that you've been devoted to exploring Amazonian and South American shamanic traditions, and especially the Shipibo tradition. I think that what people would really like to hear from you would be about the spiritual aspects of the Shipibo master plant dieta path, if you feel comfortable with that.
See, when you make that kind of question, you confront an answer with us can be uncomfortable. You can feel uncomfortable with the answer because the answer can be challenged like this path is challenged. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this path is challenging all the time. Mm-hmm. So for me, one of the ideas, if you don't feel challenged or you don't see the challenge, the pushing you to stretch your mind, something is not okay there.
It's like a superficial kind of relationship with
it's like I don't understand it. The understanding is not open right now. No, be integrated in your field. When the people talking about the spirituality and make us questions about the spirituality, for me it's like, okay, you're looking for something, but you don't know really what is this. We need to make a difference between the reality of my experience, what has been my reality, right? It's not their reality. It's one more between all the Onandes and maestros. And the answer who coming from that experience and the answer you expect to receive. Okay, the people have expectations. The people have ideas. The people need things or the people want things. And that expectation coming from the experience that you have in your life. So, the most of the people who come into the Shipibo way of healing himself with plants don't have idea about what is this.
What is spirituality or?
No, have ideas. What I call, and maybe in an unrespectful way, I call the Hollywood ideas about spirituality. And I have experience in close to 30 years in any tradition, the people coming to asking for sea fairies, or after 2 or 3 ceremonies, or after 1 month, and even after 1 year of ceremonies, still that idea to use the kusma and the pipe, and the Hollywood idea, like Gandalf.
The identity of the spiritual
Exactly.
person.
You need some kind of, create some identity. This is another.
So, but I would say a lot of people in the Caya Shobo community feel especially comfortable with Caya Shobo's way of teaching, particularly because we don't really feed those ideas. So we're really wanting to encourage people to recognize the uniqueness of their path and not try to ascribe to these different identities of who you might become, but really digging into who they are. So I think a lot of people, when they're thinking about their own spirituality in this path, maybe aren't thinking about putting on a kushma or having a pipe. Maybe some of us are, but isn't it really centered on our relationship with God?
Okay, first of all, don't take me back. When I'm talking about, I don't dismiss these people or the ideas or the experience of the people. I do the same in my beginning. I want to have a kusma. I want to have a pipe. I want to smoke my pipe like the maestro smokes his pipe. I try to memorize his Icaros and singing, and everything is mistake, but everything is part of the path. But what happened? Take me 30 years to arrive to this place. And for a Shipibo, the guys is in the place where I am in 2 years.
Wow, that's quick, really?
Yeah,
in 2 years?
Yeah, it's I think because, well, some, not everyone. But where I am arrived after 30 years, the people can make me 5-10 years, because his father is a shaman. He grew in the jungle. He healing himself with plants. His grandpa is a shaman. His grandpa, everybody in his family singing. I'm coming from all the background. Western people, Canada, United States, Europe, don't have idea what is Amazonian shamanic path. But the first question is about the spirituality. Okay, so I want to be
focus on
from there. We can. There's a lot of apples in this tree.
Okay.
A lot, infinite apples. So, for me, what is spirituality? What that means? It's like you asking to have something what you don't know what is this, but the mind need to create some ideas. So we create idea what is spirituality, and people coming to me and say I want to drink ayahuasca or I want to make a diet to be in contact, and I ask in contact with what, and people say, well, in contact with the spirit. Say, what? First of all, I can ask, what is the spirit? What kind of answer you will give me? Because if you found some kind of religion answer, a traditional answer from, I don't know, people looking for, it's crazy. You go into the corner, have a guy who was born in Michigan and is Buddhist. And then you found another guy who was born in France and he is Hindustan. And then we found a shaman who grew into the jungle and he's Christian. And when we think, what is this? Chaos is this. And people looking for outside traditions, religions. And some people is involved in that quest because his father and his mother is involved in that, or you was born in a specific country. But we're talking about something what is not possible talking, because our brain and our concept is not built for talking about that.
And for touching that.
Yes.
Yeah, but
we
I
are
think
more close to the machine than to the tree.
Right, this is what I was just going to say. So especially in our culture, we're so interested in this, I think, because we're very aware that we're so far away from it.
Yes.
Well, that's what we can feel, that's what we can know about ourselves, is that we don't have a life centered in spirit. And nothing about our culture, or some aspects of our culture, but very few, or our learning, our development, our family environment perhaps, feeds this sense of knowledge or connection with spirit. So we know we don't have it, so we want it.
Okay, so what happened when you, for example, and I'm talking about this, and I give this example so many times in the ceremonies, or the people who want to talk to me in the retreat in Caya Shobo. If you want to be an architect, you was born here, and you want to be an architect, you are surrounded by architecture. You see construction all the time. You see bridges all the time. You see people build buildings, high buildings all the time. You want to extend your house. You have some kind of knowledge about what is architecture. Some kind of knowledge about engineer too, the materials and the resistance and the charge and the materials. So you have idea. You was born surrounded by
You're exposed to it. It's part of your environment. Yeah.
So, but we know have idea because we know was born in the jungle and we don't heal ourselves with plants. So this is the confusion. The people coming into ayahuasca, looking for the spiritual path. And for us, ayahuasca is a medicine. And you drink medicine because we are sick, we have a problems, we have a situation. And the shamans, and that specifically, that community, Shipibo people, have a lot of knowledge about plants to heal in several things. So we drink medicine because something is wrong. We're not coming to the shaman because I want to be a spiritual guy. You know, in this is an interesting topic because in the path of healing ourselves, that can be mental, emotionally, can be physically, organs, whatever. In the process to healing yourself with plants and master plants, medicine plant and medicine master plants, which is more big, you can say more big or more, can be more intense, more potent, like trees, beside, no, I don't know, alpaca. This means to alpaca because alpaca is pretty intense, diet can be intense. So in the past to healing ourselves physically and emotionally, we start to liberate that, what I call essence, and the people call spirit, the essence of us. And this can be a vibration if we follow the ideas of the actual state of the art of the science. It's only vibration. So with our traumas and our sickness, it's like the essence of us against, like the people call the spirit of us. It's kind of surrounded by all our traumas, all our problems with the system, with the family, with politicians, with politics, with traditions, with religions, with indoctrination, with wars, with revolutions, with everything happened. It's like our spirit is like, oh my God, you know, oh my God, this is
under that.
how I survived here. And this guy, he preferred drink a lot of wine to forget about I exist. But when you start to heal him, it's like the spirit starts, yeah, my God, I can straighten my back, I can start to flooring right now, I can open, I can breathe again. And then you start to understand what is spirituality. But you don't understand the spirituality because you read in a book. You don't understand spirituality because I'm talking about that. And this is why the main point of the shamanism, the shaman's not talking to you. You can be amazing Onanja, a student of amazing Muraya maestro, and he's still not talking to you. He will sing it for you. He will say deity. Because you need to discover by yourself. But we don't know how to discover by ourselves. We go to school, we go to the university, we pay with the short course or the short workshop of how to make your turbant.
And we're fed all these other ideas, which eventually, when we dive into this healing path, we learn are pretty powerful distractions. You know, this feeding of different identities or ideas can be massive distractions from.
Oh yeah, we run away, and again, it's not a dismiss, it's not a criticism, you know, it's not a judgment of the people who go to Caya Shobo, because we understand. We're not coming from a family who meditate 8 hours a day and eat one fish. We're coming from a family who working hard to have a house, a car, and fancy things, and this is what we have, and this is how you compete in this society, and this is how you be better than other one, and you have the better job, so you can make better education for your kids, you know, and you will be more safe. What in the end is about be safe. It's deep in our bones, in our blood. So I don't make judgment opposite. We in Caya Shobo facilitate people coming like that, because if we do exactly what we do a diet in more traditional way, like I do 30 years ago, the people don't like it. No, well, this is, a lot of people say that this is not for me. And it's correct, this is not for you. So we got places with your own bathroom, pretty safe place, and care you, and we have Wi-Fi because we know you want to know what happened with your daughter, because it's another side of the world. If we do it like in old times, a Shipibo person go and die there for 1 year to know nothing about anyone, And you come back to the community, and if something urgently, somebody will come to pick up you. But if it's something what other people can solve, everybody will let you alone there. You know? But we know this is not possible to a person who working in the government or in a banking corporation, need to come back in 15 days. He don't know what happened with his baby. You know, so we have all the facilitation because we understand.
Yeah, I think that for us Westerners and how we support dieting in the unique way that you described, obviously the kind of path of transformation with the plants is slower. In some ways, this is good, you know, because our culture and our history and our way of living is so different to the Shipibo shamans, that for us to actually truly achieve healthy change through the application of this traditional practice, we need to go slowly. We need to take small periods or short periods of time where we're learning to interact with a plant in the dieta practice, and then long periods of time where we're integrating that learning into our regular life, and then return to it, so that it's like little by little, you know, shifting the Titanic rather than this wild kind of surrender of everything we've ever known and throwing ourselves in.
Again, for me, this is when people come in with questions like, okay, Miguel, I want you to teach me. This happens all the time. And first of all, you need to say this path to be a curandero is open to everybody. It's there. The discipline, the integrity, and the accept the challenge and the observation of yourself can be huge. And our mind can be accommodate everything to we feel in a comfort zone, which is a huge mistake.
So hold on, let's go into this again. So in one moment you're saying it's available to everybody, and yet we don't really know what we're biting off here. We're biting off perhaps more than we can chew. You know this expression of like we think maybe it's easier than it is.
Like okay, I want to buy an elephant, and I know where to put it.
Right.
And I never drive on top of an elephant or whatever. It's kind of.
But is it the same for people really looking for healing with the master plants?
Well, for me, when you start to dieting, you're always learning. Always learning. You're learning. Because when you start to be more healthy, the diet pushing you to be more healthy, like I say, this spirit what is contracted and hiding and scared, and start to be said, you start to understand and you start to learning. When you're learning about yourself, you're learning about everything, because we are a vibration. Yeah. And when I say we are a vibration, I'm not scared of scientists coming and say, no, you're wrong, because this is the science today say, yes, the most small particle is only a vibration. What is like people in this path say 100 years ago, if it's not 1,000 years ago. So I said, finally, thank you. Okay, we are agreeing something now. And so when your spirit start to vibrate in more clear air in the spring, you're learning. And you're learning, how that happened. You know, like small things. You don't want to be around the people who smell wine. Again, this is shocking. This is shocking for you. Or people who smoke marijuana heavily. You don't want to be close to that. And now, you surrender yourself and you go there again and you be with that people, but you know something is wrong, because it's your body don't want to be there. It's not only ideas, it's your body. Okay, wait a minute, man. I drink water for 1 week. Now I drink poison from the muddy waters. Why? Again.
I think what you were describing earlier is that a lot of us Westerners, when we come into the exciting plant medicine world, these visionary plants and psychedelic experiences, we maybe have some fantasies about what is spirituality. But when we start in the dieta practice and we do well with our discipline and clean our bodies and we receive that energy of the Icaros that kind of opens the space within us, then as you say, we start to learn. But it's actually quite practical. we learn, oh, if I drink wine, my spirit feels less spacious and free, or if I congest my body with cheese or pork, for example. So it's really in the entire system, it's in the day-to-day that affects our spirituality, is what you're saying.
It's the smell is the key point here too. Unless we can make comparisons,
Yeah, smell and perfume is central to the Shipibo tradition, right? Do you want to share a little bit about that?
Yes, it's so simple to understand. Dead smell bad. I've been in several autopsies when I was young, for different reasons, but I've been in autopsy. And they smell only know the formal to maintain the bodies, but when the guys open different organs, sick organs, it's terrible. The smell of the rotten blood is terrible. I don't want to talk anymore. But the energy of the dead is the larvae when the body starts to decompose. Oh,
like maggots and larvae and things like that.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And you can see, you can observe, and you can see, and you can touch it, and you can smell before the actual people die. Yeah,
putrid.
Putrid. And you smell a baby after 3 months. Oh my God, what is that? Pure life, beautiful. You want beautiful, I think? It's like, whoa, my God. It's like if you, unconsciousness, you suck that beauty into yourself. Okay. Say, that is extremely, okay? So it's like we say, this is the perfume of the life. And this is the smell of the dead. And what you put inside of your body. How you do that. And not thinking about it again. When we're talking about barbecue, I can feel it. And I can smell it, and I can remember, oh my God, I love this kind of thing. And I still, my kids love the barbecue. And sometimes I do for the guys, because the guys love how I'm cooking. So I make. In my family, I am the guy who made the best steak in the universe, of course. But I can eat it. I can't, because I see immediately how my body reacts. I feel heavy. I feel the fat in my mouth, and the smell of myself and my depositions too changes. Immediately changes. Same with other kind of food, same with other kind of substance, same with everything. And you can see, you come you go on a bus, and I don't know if it's happened, but for me it happened often. I can smell the sickness. You can smell the sickness. I think the most of people can smell when somebody have a heavy flu, for example, and you close and say, oh, this person is sick. And when somebody is healthy, oh my God, you want to be beside that person. Yeah, you want to share in that space. And everything changes when somebody is sick. Not only the perfume, but the energy of his own thought is like a depressing. When you need to say to yourself, I will be bad, I will be good, I will be good, I will be good, it's because you say to yourself in that moment, I'm not okay. I'm really bad. So you express something with the idea and the expectation that will help you, but the reality, your own thoughts, the more deep, is off and bad.
You were on experience.
Yeah, and this puts you more down.
You've been practicing with plants for almost 30 years.
Yeah, close to 30 years.
Yeah, and I've known you for 17 of those years, and I've seen your own progression of like increasingly cleaning up your diet and increasingly working with actual perfumes, the perfumes of the flowers and plants, and bringing more and more and more of that beautiful life aroma that you describe. But it's not like it was immediate,
No.
It was a long, slow kind of like enhancing of your sensitivity to smell.
See, well, what happened? When the Western culture, again, take everything here, right now, here's my money, heal me right now. And we develop in the Western medicine, the medicine is like this. Okay, it's a pills to do it quickly. Well, it's not possible. This is not possible because you can take into account people coming, the more mature people, 30, 40s, 50s, sometimes 60s, coming to Caya Shobo and say, okay, I have that problem. When I'm that age, something happened for me, whatever. We're not talking about a specific trauma, but something happened. But he carries that trauma, and for 30 years, 40 years, you don't clean that in one weekend or in 15 days. It's not possible.
It's foundational to every aspect.
Yes, it's a process and it's a path. And this is the reality of the spiritual path. Is rescue your spirit, rescue your soul from that cage that is in my experience, or my path. This is. It's not climbing the mountain because in the top of the more high mountain is God and the temple is like this and it will be illuminated. No, it's opposite. It's go in the path of the darkness where your spirit is prisoner. Yeah.
You have a beautiful analogy about that process that you share. Sometimes I've heard you teach a little bit about it, where when you start to work with diet and cleaning of yourself, it's like you become aware that your fingernails are dirty. Do you feel inclined to share this?
We live in this world which we really don't know. And we have that question. The principal and basic question of the philosophy. And for all our life is who we are, what we do here, from where we're coming, where we go, who we are, why we are here. When you observe the life, not make any sense. Why we do it for 80 years, 90 years in this place with suffering, running to have things, and anyway, any moment we can die, and it's the end. So why? What is the sense of that? So we create that world where we feel like in a comfort zone. Because if you are not there, you will suffer more. Do you think you will suffer more? And that world we create don't let us see the truth. The spirit scared. So you drink ayahuasca, and ayahuasca is like a tea light in front of you. First time in your life, you see the tea light, and the spirit scared. Because when you see the light, you realize, I'm in a dark room. When you don't have light there, you don't know where you are. And this is what the question, who I am, what is this? So you put the light there, tea light, and it's a small light, and say, oh my God, this is pretty dark. But you see your hands, and you observe your hands, and you observe the darkness in yourself. It's like you observe, like my hands now, dirty under the nails, dirty hands, dry. So I wash it, I put some creams, some perfumes, and I start to make my praise for whoever. And you see your light is, your hands is clean now. You start to feel better. And this is light in here, and this light start to illuminate your body. And you see your body, oh, this clothes is pretty old, and it's stinky, and it's not clean. So you take off your clothes, you wash your clothes, or you put new clothes. You see your body, you wash your body, you put perfumes, because you're stinky. You're scared, and the scare have a smell, You start to be more clean, and clean make you, okay, I like to, this is will be clean too. So you start to understand what is be clean, and your spirit start to be happy, and then you go and you see as a room. You put more candles, you make diet, you take plants, so this can be more light. But that light permit you see more deep into the darkness.
room is in a building.
Yes. And you see things in the walls. And the walls is old and dirt, and you see portraits of family members with his own darkness. And that darkness, affect you. It's like a phantoms. There's people who talking to you all this time, but you don't know it's people who talking to you because you're in the darkness. But that phantom's talking to you. Give some information. Now the people say, I see a phantom one day in the grandma's house. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the information you have from that life is
printed in your DNA.
Printed
in your parents' experience, their
okay.
parents.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like the practice of working with the plants, when you do it in a good way, it's like it extends your awareness and it kind of like improves your standard for yourself in terms of these perfumes and this cleanliness.
When I was young, I remember, and it's nice to remember this because I started talking again with my friend from Chile. And when I was young, many years ago, of course, before I had kids, before I married for the first time, and I had a group of friends, and the guys coming to my house all the time. It's Bohemian guys, but the guys call my house La Casa del Darse Cuenta, the house of taking account. Yeah. Because anyway, we are Bohemians, but we like to talk and we like to go deep in some kind of philosophy and ideas, and everybody bring his own ideas and his own poetry. We're talking about our poetry, and we call La Casa del Darse Cuenta. So that is a continuation for me. You start to build your home house where you feel comfortable to explore in a safe way that places which is full of intricate labyrinth inside of your mind, life experience, and go. And ayahuasca is incredible medicine. It's out of control. The landfill is too huge. So yes, you can find a spiritual path there. Like you can take ayahuasca plant only to healing your body, and you can be in a quest of what is spirituality, what that means, through ayahuasca too. But it's not like ayahuasca is a spiritual path. No, ayahuasca is in essence a medicine. It will help you to be healthy in your body, be healthy in your mind and emotion, and understand your traumas. So that means you feel better, and that have a consequence in your spiritual life. But again, for me, it's this essence of you.
Thank you for listening to this brief sponsorship notice. Walking with the Ancient Masters is sponsored by the Caya Shobo Healing Center near Iquitos, Peru. Caya Shobo helps people deeply heal and safely connect with plant wisdom in the true way of the Shipibo shamanic knowledge tradition. In small group retreats of no more than 11 guests, you can experience highly personalized treatment and begin your path of transformation with the wisdom of the master plants. Caya Shobo's experienced practitioners and advanced Shipibo master healers will treat and support you as you begin to heal trauma, clear energy blocks, and dive into your spiritual path. We invite you to safely explore this incredible ancestral tradition in the heart of the Amazon rainforest. Visit cayashobo.com for more information. That's CAYASHOBO.com.
Okay, and so when you described this improving awareness of your state, at one point you made a prayer like this. And you also talked earlier about when we don't feel good, but we affirm to ourselves, I will be good, I will be okay. We're kind of trying, we're like reaching towards a prayer. So even if our body says, no, I'm not good, or our emotional state is like, no, I'm not good, we recognize that we've got to kind of try to focus our mind on some sort of direction and prayerfulness, which is an aspect of spirituality too. Can you talk to us a little bit about what you think about prayer?
Anyway, this is an extremely case. I believe in, and I experience moment, and I be completely lost and scared, profound fear. And my diet and my practice like Ornanja Curandero. And I, from under that experience, which never forget again, I write this in the book, about the Icarus. What is Icarus? A prey. And they say, when you see the entire universe collapse around yourself, and you can see any light in anywhere, and the idea of light is something what is not even in your understanding. You have only one tool, and that's all what you need, and it's you pray. For us, it's our Icaro. So what we do with that is create the light again. It's create the beauty. Create beauty is the key point in the Icaros and the prayer of Curandero. Create the beauty, create the life again with all the colors and the smells. And it's like you create a mountain and you create the idea to go on top of the mountain and singing from there to create and recreate the beauty of the world again. This is what you do when you pray. This is what I do. This is what helped me in that kind of moment. Anyway, anyone, we will die in any moment. We don't know when. But we need to not forget about that. Because when you start dieting and you have that idea print inside of your mind, you don't have another job to do, what is create beauty. So if we believe in God, wherever that idea you can create with your mind, and we be gifted with this world, and we see this world, what we can do for this world and for any life here, what we can do to make more beautiful, more healthy, more happy. This is in service of others. And in the end is service of God. It exists or not. For me it's like, okay, I will be in service of the beauty. I want to bring beauty, happiness to the life of somebody.
You're reminding me that when I did an interview with Maestro Arturo Izquierdo, during that interview, one of the questions I asked him was, how important is it for dieters to have a good spiritual path, to have a spiritual life? And his response was, for me, it's more important to be a good person.
See, the maestros are maestros because the maestros are simple. It is the beauty because the guys understand what we need to do. So it's so simple. You know, what is the point to looking for the spirit and with it when inside of your mind you're so mad with your beautiful baby for 3 months old who don't let you sleep for the last 3 months, and you please shut up, you know. In this moment you're a criminal who sent that energy to that little baby. So, you know, you say it's not a point. Looking for the spirituality is far away from what you can do it, really. You be a good person. Be a good person. For me, it's another aspect of that is create a beauty. Nothing more. Create a beauty. We don't know how many minutes we have in this world. What you do with this minute. You know, like I said the other day, somebody cut 2 trees and will plant 4. And this is what I can do. I don't want to fight with the guy. This is his problem.
And I've noticed also with dieting, both for myself and with other people, that there's a process to this. So often when dieters first start working with master plants, they re-examine many dynamics in their life, friendships, the way they relate with work or media, food, all sorts of things. And they start closing the door to some things. As you said, okay, I don't want to be around alcohol anymore. And I'm not drawn to that commerciality. And okay, so where's my new world? And they can isolate a little bit, right? And can even feel a little critical of the world.
Yes.
But what I've seen is that with more maturation and more deepening and kind of enriching of this relationship with the self and the spirit and this discovering beauty, there's a return to the world, and there's a return to appreciation of each moment, of each interaction, of the beauty in each moment. So not just creating beauty, but like experiencing beauty in every moment. And when it's hard, when the baby's been screaming for 3 months, it's challenging. But it seems to me the plants eventually facilitate a greater joy and beauty in all aspects.
Well, I confront a situation now. I will go to Chile soon. And I know most of my friends, as people that I love, and I feel a lot of gratitude for many years that support me when I'm whatever. These guys still like to eat meat practically every day and drink a wine and smoke some joints sometimes here today, or go to parties where the guys drink them, I don't know, whatever, and after half an hour it's pretty shocking for me because the conversation is a drunk conversation and it's people that I love. So I take choices. You have choices. So I know if I go there in the night, we'll be like this. So I go to see my friends at noon, and I will invite him to the market, and he eats something nice in the market. Now it's summer in South America, and this is the moment when I can share, and I can see his beauty, and I can share whatever I have to. And at the same time, I have another friend who is pretty sick, and I don't see that person for many years because it's pretty shocking his choices to live in any aspect of his life. It's kind of opposite to me, but this person where I have a lot of affection for him, and now he's pretty sick. So it's about my relation with him, or it's about what I can do today for him, and I want to treat him, and this is why I go too. So we confront choices all the time, and like the old, I don't know how to say, but when the people say, okay, I see the trees don't let you see the forest. And I start to see the old forest with all the options to take different paths to arrive to some place. So the life starts to be more simple for me. Like Lucinda Mawa. One day in the middle of the ceremony, I asked a question to her. I remember the question, but it's another topic. And she coming to see, she's in front of me, and she looked at me, and she said like something like this. I remember his answer. Yo no sé, yo limpia nomás. What's it mean? I don't know, I clean. That's all what I do. I clean it. And this is all what we need to do. And this is all what you need to know.
This is the spiritual path, actually.
Yes.
Yeah. This is consistent with Arturo's reaction.
Yes.
Yeah, it's in the moment to moment.
Yeah. And this is why the curanderos always confront that kind of question, which is so difficult to answer because Western culture, or the most of the people in the world, have some expectation. When they say, I want to be in contact with God. And I asked the guys, which one? Or what that mean? Or,
some revelatory
and
wonder.
so you'll be challenged by your own self. What you believe. Because the God today makes sense for anyone, because our mind never will be they will develop the sophistication to understand something who is more big every day. And be so cautious when I'm talking about God, because it's so easy to set up expectations in people. Like and why not me? Why not him? Mm-hmm. When I can say, okay, it's a choice one. If it's that guy choice, that person to give something, what he not give to others? Why he chose you? You are a choice one, and this is dangerous for me, because I don't believe in choice ones.
Sure.
To express my medicine, I always say here everybody is equal. I try to observe all the time the people with all the emotions of is related to a human, and ambition is a big one, and everybody carries that. Every human, all the emotions you can describe for me, everybody have it. You, me, our neighbor, everyone. But the shamanism, the path of the spirituality is take account of that. Be in the house of take an account. En la casa del darse cuenta. Take an account you have that energy, and take an account the person who listen to you have that energy too.
True. Yeah.
And take an account the more high level curandero have that. Mm-hmm. A curandero is not a special person. When we set up somebody in a special place, we can kill him. Kill the idea what how. It's so easy the tripod fell down. It's so easy.
Fall off the pedestal.
Yeah, the special one fall off the pedestal stuff. And then we blame him and stuff. So when you have a special experience, with all your good intentions, you sharing because you think everybody needs this, you set up yourself in a special place.
Language is in the realm of the ego, and I think you're right. It's one of the reasons that the maestros don't talk much.
When you want something, when you come into the maestro with a question, he no answer. He's singing for you. He said, diet this plant. And then the essence of you and that connection will show your progress or wherever he needs to show. Wherever he will show. But obviously something is what do you want and something is what do you need. Totally different.
Okay, so we touched a tiny bit there on the question of faith and doubt. Mm-hmm. And this has been a really central meditation point for me in my own personal path with the plants. I've seen it presented and challenged over and over again. My faith in my own growth, in learning, in good outcomes, in lots of things, versus my doubt and the fear, anxiety, kind of dark feelings and energies. And it feels that with a different quality, depending on the plant, depending on the diet, and also depending on my progress, my development, I'm represented with this central question again and again. Mm-hmm. And I'm really curious to hear your thoughts about faith and doubt in a path of healing and spirituality.
We carry a huge trauma. Entire humanity carries a huge trauma. It is the abandon of the father, or the abandon of that energy was supposed to take care of us, even putting risk his own life. And we suffer in that abandon. Everybody. And the process of that trauma is like why? The question is why? Why I be abandoned? It is related to the first question, what we do it here. It makes sense, So if we start to question ourselves in this way, if something is wrong with me, this is why I be traumatized by the abandon, So with that kind of idea, it's so difficult to have a good life. So we need to create a comfort zone when we are we are not wrong. We are right. We are correct. You know? So when we have visions, when we have ideas, our tendencies, that's what I see, and I'm correct. You know? But it's a duty of the student have a doubt about what you see. About what you see first, and about your interpretation of that vision. It's two things that we need to not forget. This is why when I'm talking with Arturo or Walter or even with Pedro, you know, Pedrito, I need to say, well, if you have a vision and you are so clear, the vision is so clear for you, stay there. Not buy all the packets right now. You know, if you see the same vision tomorrow, you got 80% of you're correct. If you see the same vision after 3 days, yeah, that is the problem. Now, if you see that vision, another curandero have another vision different, you're talking about, and you arrive to the place like a doctor meetings. But the first duty of, especially of practitioners, a student at the beginning, is no buy the packet, because your mind will create that who make you feel correct, you know, and you want that maestro or wherever who abandoned you, love you,
validate your convictions.
Validate. So you need to be so careful. I see things sometimes, and I see things so weird, you know, and it can be happen a lot of different phenomena in that moment. For example, I see one day a guy, and what I see in front of me, I sing for a guy, and what I see in front of me is his stomach, but outside of the body, like in front of me, the stomach with all the tripas, interior things, and it's pretty white. And I said, what? Okay, if I was to show me that stomach, something's wrong with that stomach. Why it is white? Just only to see, or it's because it's weak, it's because it have too much cheese inside, or milk, cow milk, whatever. And I singing to clean that what the vision put in front of me. I see the body there, and I don't see more things. And I finished the song. He say, "Thank you, Miguel." He got to his spot, and he got to the spot. He checked the direction. He go to the bathroom, and I'm puking and I have diarrhea. And he come back, and the next day I sing for him, and that problem is not there anymore. Now, it's a problem. It's a sickness. It's a momentary. It's emotional problem. Now, after that, the guy said to me, you know, my mom will be have a surgery again, second surgery in his heart tomorrow, and so the emotional situation for him, stress is so hard, and he looks always like a pretty cool guy. So he holding everything in his stomach, everything here. It's like his stomach is pale. But after that, I sing it for him, and it's not there anymore. So it's like it's not a sickness. It's emotional stress holding in the stomach. Have a doubt about your visions.
Being circumspectual is how I put it, you know. Don't assume that just because you feel conviction that this is correct. It's actually information about you. And this can be really difficult because, like you said, our tendency is, to justify and to like...
it's totally...
powerful. And it doesn't go away.
I have a person say diet, specific plan, pretty strong plan. And I see the way of that person eat. And I challenge it. Hey, when you eat that specific food, what I say to you, don't do that. And this person say, I make a deal with the plant is pretty happy with this food. And this is, no way. But so what happened? Why you are so convinced that you are correct? And I tell you, because if you start to challenge yourself, you will feel safe. You will feel emotionally triggered.
The kind of self-doubt or doubt that I was talking about was really more self-doubt. It's more like anxiety, fear-based, rather than having difficulty doubting my convictions. I found that my relationship with faith. So this is interesting, because Arturo taught a little bit about this. He's like, faith, trust. He says this is the most important thing. Trust.
Yeah.
And that's been complicated for me, but I feel with each diet, it's getting stronger. Mm-hmm. My ability to trust, that is tied into my ability to be here in this moment and to appreciate the moment and find the beauty and create the beauty. Mm-hmm. It's all tied into this trust. But the flip side of that is this powerful tendency to doubt, fear, control. Mm-hmm. I need to make sure I've got everything under control. Mm-hmm. And for me, this is an essential part of a spiritual learning, a spiritual path too. So I'm curious about that point.
Well, it's a lot about what we want to and what we need. In simple example, people say this society is sick. Look at what the guys cut the trees. Look at what the guys contaminate the water. Look at all the big ship coming here and contaminate all the deck here. And so you have a choice there. You can still here in this amazing house and working to pay and have a nice warming house all the time. But if you see around, the nature is there, beautiful. The forest waits for you. But you can go and change everything from a small farm, a small house, live in a place beautiful. And you, of course, you will lose Wi-Fi, you will lose YouTube, you will lose everything. You really don't need it, but you want it. So you change everything. You change your happiness for to stay here. This is, I know, simple and pretty random example, but I see myself like every day I need less things, and I want less things.
Yeah, and I think that what you're saying about the nature is there. This is something that I feel the diets really call for, is like, go back to nature. And Pachamama provides what we need.
Yes, trust.
Yeah. Trust.
What you need. We have apple trees here. We eat one a day, and we have hundreds. I have a friend who he made a lot of effort to go to university, and he studied agronomy, and now he lives in the south of Chile, in the middle of the forest. It's a park garden, and all what he does in his life is walking in the forest, take a picture of beautiful creeks, and
he's rich.
He's rich. He don't need nothing more. Small cabin and good boots, and he eat plants.
And this is where you see the maestros, how they're living too.
This is where you see the maestros. But the maestros are a little more complicated because diet year around, 24/7. That's the diet at that level pushing you to do nothing. That is not okay. You can walk around the forest or the jungle, but you need to be in your hammock, smoke your mapacho, and drink ayahuasca and drink your plant. But you're not allowed to go to the city, no go to restaurant, no go parties, no go to celebrations, no go to cemeteries, no go to wedding, no working with electric tools, no nothing.
So careful to the dieter with the ambitions to...
Well, careful with ambition. Yeah.
Yeah, but these things aren't really... We're more interested in dieting for healing. Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
But from there, and maybe this is a good closing point, just to return to what you said about creating beauty. Mm-hmm. From there, the maestro is fully immersed in the beauty of life, and then brings that in their ikaro and transmits that to us in their songs, in the ceremonies.
Yes.
That energy of beauty.
Yeah. the energy of the beauty, the energy of the life. Because if we are vibration and you're sick, that means one of your organs is still vibration, but in some way what is not allowed to bring beauty, you know. So, and this is an interesting topic for one day. How is possible cure with a song?
Beautiful topic.
Yeah.
But before we get to that one, in our next podcast with you, what I think we would love to explore is the release of your book.
I'm happy to do that. It will be, well, I need to print it.
Can you give us the title of the book?
Oh, the title of the book is Onanya, the Shipibo way to the knowledge. But I don't want to set up expectations because I'm not talking about amazing visions. I'm talking about how you will be challenged to transform your mind. That's it. And after that, the second part is around 40 poems, where I will finish. The translation will be more complicated, but it's a continuation of the expression of one of the characters. And it's interesting because it's the 40 poems is about the 40 nights with Jesus diet in the desert, without food, without water, without nobody around. So it's 40 days and 40 nights who he confront the demons. And this is a mirror of my own 40 days and 40 nights when I confront my own demons. And as an invitation to the people go in that quest, what is necessary for me to not repeat, even in your dreams, that kind of things. Or at least, more important is understand you carry that. So your job is dominate that energies so you can be a better person in all the aspects of your life. Not only how you're talking or how many plants you put it today. Mm-hmm.
Dominate, transform, liberate?
Well, it's a two concept. Buddhist is apply in different ways, you know, because when you're talking about the transformation of the mind to understand what you carry that, you need to dominate because this is not going to leave you. Yeah, you know will be an angel here if it's that you're looking for, or you think this is a spirituality. This is another Kusma, probably more expensive, but it still be a Kusma. Mm-hmm. Transformation is taking account. It's not just believe I don't have it that anymore. You have. And this is what we need to understand. Yeah. And it's incredible because I say in my book, the darkness is hidden inside of that intricate labyrinth of the mind. And he can jump in front of you in any corner. Especially if you believe you don't have that anymore. That's it.
Thank you so much, Miguel.